thought it would be a good idea to make another Redstone Observer video to show off some and point out some things that I kind of didn't really, I kind of missed, and some new discoveries or notes that should be made on. This is sort of like an add-on to the previous video. So we know that this is intentional. The observer is outputting strong power. What we don't know is whether that's going to be changed on Minecraft Pocket Edition so that the MCPE observers will be changed to act like this also. Another thing I just want to point out real quick that's really simple and little visual thing is that while these top textures do rotate correctly, I think they're they're like wrong. It's not pointing the right direction. These should all be like mirrored basically. You see, because this arrow I would think should point in the direction that it outputs power, but it outputs power here. Also, if they're trying to make this look like, I'm going to guess that he goes with the cone shape because of like those diagrams, like how vision works. Like if this is the eye and this is something the eye is seeing, the vision goes in there, and it goes in like a sort of cone shape like this into the eye, into the little bits, into the things that see stuff. But if that's what they're trying to go for, then they've got this texture reversed, because the observing side, or the eye, is right here, and the cone is facing the opposite direction. So, yeah, that's a little interesting quirk. It also makes it like, okay, it would be really good if they changed them to point the other way, because it would be so much more informative. Like, it would mean that these would be pointing downwards, which makes sense, because the observers are facing downwards, because their outputs are here. And it also makes sense from an eye perspective, because the eye would be like the thing here, and then it would have a cone shape going inward. I think that makes the most sense from a design perspective. But now on to the interesting thing. Take a look at this. So I've got a thing here. When this thing gets power given an update, it should power this repeater, which should power this block, strongly power the block, that's inverting this redstone torch, right? And then the same thing will happen over here, right? No, it does not happen. If I put some stuff here, and you just saw a preview of what I was about to cover next. It does not invert the redstone torch, and this is because in this snapshot, 16W39A, B, and C, observers output 1 game tick of power. A game tick is half of a redstone tick. A lot of things are based off of game ticks, and redstone ticks are every 2 game ticks. So this is essentially half a redstone tick, and a redstone torch requires 1 redstone tick in order to invert. And as you can see, it is not getting enough. It's not being powered long enough, and so the signal does not invert. Jumping over to MCPE, you can see that I have the same example set up right here. And if I power this, just look at that, the torch inverts, and it goes all the way around and stuff. And this is because observers output a 1 redstone tick output as opposed to 1 game tick. In other words, they output for 2 game ticks. Unless I'm remembering wrong, and the game tick to redstone tick ratio is different. But yeah. So the thing about observers, though, it's kind of a little bit unfortunate, is that even if they change them to work so that when you flick this lever, they'll output strong power. And when I'm going to guess they're going to change observers in the Java edition so that they have a small delay, and they also output their signal for 1 redstone tick instead of a game tick. They still won't act the same, and I'm about to show you why. So, take a look at this. That lamp didn't turn on, and you probably would expect that, because, there shouldn't be any update, would there? You see, Minecraft Pocket Edition Redstone works very differently from Java Edition Redstone in how the formula works in the code. You see, these blocks do not update anything more than they have to. This repeater knows that there is nothing here, so therefore it doesn't update anything but itself. And likewise, this redstone wire won't be updating the air blocks beside them. And so if I put a observer here, and then put like some redstone wire there, you can, you know what? Hang on, a redstone lamp there, and you can see that it doesn't detect it because nothing is happening. And it's likewise for here. Or the same if I put something like this here, because nothing happens. Minecraft Pocket Edition redstone works like this. You place down a component, and then it adds itself to the grouping of components. Basically, if I put another thing here, this redstone torch knows that there is a redstone dust near it, and now it knows that there's a repeater next to it, and this repeater knows that there's a redstone torch next to it. And if I place this here, this redstone dust knows that this redstone thing is here, and like now it knows that there's a torch there. And so they sort of keep track of where the other components are, and they only update the nearby redstone components. They do not update any blocks that they don't have to. So that is how Minecraft Pocket Edition redstone works, and I think it makes quite a bit of sense. It's a lot less laggy than the Java Edition method, which I'm about to show you, and I would say it's rather intuitive, you know? Like, there's nothing to update, so there's no update, therefore this block update detector does not detect anything, and therefore it doesn't activate. And here we are back in the Java Edition, and here it comes. Get ready for this. Bam. So, that was unusual. Like, I can break this and nothing happens, but here, if I break this, it actually sends a bunch of updates down this wire, even though the wire, like, none of them are powered, but it sends updates down here anyway, and also updates this way, and this way, and this way. Like, it updates 2 blocks away from it, and that causes, because this block is updated, that thing powers on. So I can do that, and I can do this to also update it, and of course this will update it. If you redirect to redstone, it will also update it, something which does not happen in Minecraft Pocket Edition. This updates it, like it's a block away, like this also updates it, this updates it, that updates it, this updates it. This doesn't, but this does. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of things that can cause updates here, despite the fact that like they're not touching the block. Like this right here is like 1, 2, 3 blocks away, and it's updating the observer. And that's because Minecraft Java Edition Redstone is programmed like this. Let me just grab some glass blocks. So basically, when you power line like this block, this block itself gets updated, then this block gets updated, the block below it gets updated, the block above it, you know, and then it updates like here, and it updates here, and here, and here, and then those blocks update the blocks around them again, and then they update each other, and then, you know, it goes on and on and on. They keep updating all the blocks around them. Like this one will update the one behind it, and, you know, it keeps on going on. And then there's the cold quasi-connectivity thing, which causes the power to go and also update in places it shouldn't, causing even more updates. And so basically there's just lots and lots and lots and lots of updates happening. And there's all sorts of things that will trigger a block update like that, which might not seem intuitive at first, but because the observer is a block update detector, it will respond to whatever block updates happen to be in that edition of Minecraft. So, yep, there is no way for the observer to be completely consistent across the 2 Minecraft editions, even if they make them have a delay and make them output 1 redstone tick of a pulse instead of a game tick pulse. And if they make Minecraft Pocket Edition observers output strong power and they fix all the texture stuff, even after doing all that, they'll still not act the same because block updates do not happen. Like, different things causes block updates into 2 editions. Now, I mean, they could, if they wanted to, make it act like the Minecraft Pocket Edition one by hard coding in how it should react, but that would be a lot of work, and honestly, it would defeat the purpose of the observer. The observer is supposed to detect block updates right here, and doing this does in fact cause a block update right here, so therefore it should update, even though that's kind of odd that it's causing block updates 2 blocks away, even though that no power levels are changing, you know? But that's how Minecraft Java Edition Redstone works. Panda4994 created a video, well, actually, like multiple videos about like redstone dust powering and stuff, and like direction, like location and direction, and Java version based mechanics and redstone and stuff, which are kind of interesting to talk about. How, if you're curious about how the Java Edition updates work, there's some really nice videos that he's made about that, which are very informative. But there you go. That is the unfortunate truth about observers, is that they can never be the same unless Mojang decides to rewrite the redstone system on the Java Edition, and that is somewhat unlikely to happen. No, it is quite unlikely to happen unless they've changed their, like, what they've been saying for quite some time now. Because if they if they change the redstone system on the Java Edition, then this will be fixed. Because this won't happen, presumably, if they don't make any mistakes in the code. This won't happen. These pistons on the bottom row won't activate, and this weird thing won't happen, and neither will this. Like, this bottom piston won't activate, and they'll all act like this lamp, which doesn't, like, have this mistake. This bug is called quasi-connectivity, and it wouldn't be there if Redstone was programmed differently. Honestly, they could fix the current system and remove it, but they have said that they don't want to remove quasi-connectivity because a lot of things rely on it. Like, you know, the classic, like, piston door, the one with, like, you know, pistons like this, and the door, like, pushes outward like stuff, and that, and it's like a row like this, and it kind of, you know, it kind of looks like something like that. That's a Jeb door, and it uses quasi-connectivity because the redstone line up here powers these pistons, and also these pistons, which shouldn't be powered because the redstone dust only strongly powers these blocks, which then weakly powers these ones, but these ones have nothing to get power from. But because of the quasi-connectivity bug, they do get powered. So yeah, like, you know, this makes sense because it's getting weakly powered, but for example, if I break this and place a piston here, this piston right here does not make sense. Like, they're not checking for whether the block is weakly or strongly powered, or not even checking if there's a block that's being powered at all. But I'm just sort of bleeding into another video I wanted to make about quasi-connectivity, so I'll stop there. So, yes, this is the current state of observers. There are some texture issues and stuff that can be easily resolved, and, you know, like, this instant Y right here will probably be changed, but I expect that behavior like this will still remain, with a delay, of course, but it will still remain, and they will output enough, they will eventually, like, they'll change it, I'm pretty sure they will, to output one redstone tick instead of a game tick, and, they will, I don't know, but I'm going to guess they would make the Minecraft Pocket Edition observers output strong power in a future update. But that will only make them work the same, but not respond the same. What I mean is that they will be acting the same, but the results will be different because of the different update systems. And so, there you go. That is why observers will never be able to act the same on the two editions of Minecraft until they decide, if they ever decide, to make the Java Edition Redstone fixed and stuff. So, thank you all for watching. If you like these Redstone videos, then please make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on any more of them. And please share this video with your friends if you think they'll enjoy this kind of Redstone stuff. And I thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you again in the next video. Goodbye!